Okay, so before I get to lesson number one, I want us to get a picture of what a senior citizen looks like. I'm a pastor and a Bible teacher, so one of the first things I like to always do is to keep things in context. So when you think about a senior citizen, what comes to your mind? Well, my sister and I, we're both seniors, and one of the things that we do to tease each other, we text each other pictures of senior citizen sisters, and this is one of them. Two little old ladies just helping each other across the street, helping each other through life, and that's how we texted each other. But now we're trying to live healthier lives, so we decided, that might be just a little bit too extreme, a little bit too old lady, so we decided maybe this would be a better picture. Believe it or not, this lady is 82 years old, but we thought that's a little too extreme too. So how about this? Is that a better picture of what seniors look like? It's a nice, healthy, diverse looking group of people. I want us to keep that vision in our mind as we move through these lessons. Okay, let's get to lesson number one. Lesson number one, understanding the changes associated with aging. Let's see here. The purpose of the lesson is to examine what contributes to the aging process and how we can live longer, happier, healthier lives. And what we're going to do is a little exercise, and it's called truth or myth. Truth or myth. There is so much conflicting information out there. It's difficult to ascertain what's the truth about growing older and what are some of the myths we hear, some of the old wives' tales we hear about getting older. In this activity, we're going to learn to discern between the two. If we were together, you would have little cards like this, one that says truth and one that says myth. But since we don't have the cards to send to you and we're not together, I'm going to do it for you. So here's how this is going to go. I'm going to read you a question and I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to think about what the answer is, and then I'll give you the answer. All right? Question number one, or statement number one. Aging is a highly individual experience. People age at different rates. Aging is a highly individual experience and people age at different rates. Do you think that's true or false? Let's see. It's true. Much of how you age depends upon how you care for your body. For example, those who smoke, they usually look 5 to 10 years older than they are because of the wrinkles that form as a result, while people who exercise are at a lower risk for heart disease. Lifestyle choices contribute to the rate at which the body ages. Okay, question number two. Aging brings about a decline in sexual interest and desire. Aging brings about a decline in sexual interest and desire. Do you think that's true or myth? True or false? Well, I think we all know the answer to that. It's false. A comprehensive national survey of sex attitudes, behaviors, and problems among older adults in the U.S. found that most people ages 57 to 85 think of sexuality as an important part of life, and that the frequency of sexual activity for those who are active declines only slightly from the 50s to the early 70s. The survey also found that sexual activity is closely tied to overall health. Wow. Which is even more important than age. However, as health declined after the early 70s, so did the prevalence of sexual activity, particularly for women. Among those who remain sexually active, nearly half reported at least one sexual problem, such as lack of desire, which was 43% of women, vaginal dryness, 39% of women, or erectile dysfunction, which was 37% of men. So, getting older does not decrease our sexual desire. All right. Question number 3. Dementia is a normal part of aging. Dementia is a normal part of aging. What do you think about that? I know that's a lot of people's fear, and we're seeing and hearing more about it. Is that true or false? The answer is it's false. Although dementia mainly affects older people, it is not a normal part of aging and should be seen as a modifiable health condition that should be followed like any other medical condition. Dementia is a syndrome, usually of a chronic progressive nature, in which there is deterioration in cognitive function beyond what might be expected from normal aging. It affects memory, thinking, orientation, comprehension, calculation, learning, capacity, language, and judgment. It affects all these things, and from what we just read, it seems like it can be managed. But it is a progressive thing, but it is not a guaranteed thing for all of us as we age. So dementia being a normal part of aging is a false thought or a false aspect of thinking about aging. Question number 4. Genetics, nutrition, stress, exercise, healthcare, and lifestyle all influence the aging process. Genetics, nutrition, stress, exercise, healthcare, and lifestyle all influence the aging process. Is that true or false? All these things affect and influence the aging process. What do you think? It is true. It is a true statement. While the role of genetics in aging is important, it has been tremendously overstated. Genes are only about 35% of the story. Individuals make choices that can play an important role in how successfully each one of us age. Diet, exercise, and even medications may delay or eliminate the emergence of disease. I'm working to lose weight, and right now my scale says I'm 63, and right now my scale says that my weight shows that I'm 70 years old. Well, that was startling to me. And so what I'm doing now is I'm working to lose weight, and I want my scale to begin to readjust and show that my health and my body are appropriate for my age. So genetics, nutrition, stress, exercise, healthcare, and lifestyle all influence our aging process. And we want to have as much time here on this earth as possible. Our final question. No, I have one more. Question number 5. Most of the aged live in long-stay institutions such as nursing homes, mental hospitals, and homes for the aged. Most of the aged live in long-stay institutions such as nursing homes, mental hospitals, and homes for the aged. Well, I think all of us know real quick that that is a false statement. That is a false statement. Only 1% of people age 65 to 74 and 20% of people age 85 and older live in nursing homes or long-term care facilities. 25% of people admitted stay for 3 months or less are often admitted for rehabilitation or for end-of-life care. I know that my mother-in-law just turned 90 and she is not in an extended care facility. Her grandchildren and her nieces take care of her. About half of residents spend at least 1 year in the nursing home, and 21% live there for almost 5 years. So Our destiny is not to end up in a nursing home. If we have good health, we can take care of ourselves, or hopefully our families will take care of us. All right. Last question. Being socially, let me take this up. Being socially active is good for your health. Being socially active is good for your health. And I think we all know that is a true statement. There are many things you can do to help yourself get well. Physical activity, exercise, making good healthy food choices are the cornerstones most suggested for healthy living. But emerging research also indicates that the possibility that engaging in social and productive activities you enjoy, like taking an art class or volunteering in your community or with your place of worship, may also help maintain your well-being. A number of early studies found that people who are involved in hobbies and other social and leisure pursuits may be at lower risk for and less likely to develop some health problems, including dementia. So being socially active is also good for our health. I don't know about you, but I learned quite a few things today that I had some different assumptions about. Aging is an individual experience that we all go through it different ways. There is no decrease in sexual activity because of how old we are. Health may have a factor in that. Dementia is not a normal part of aging. It is also an individualized experience. Genetics, nutrition, and exercise, and good social activity, all these things contribute to a healthy, long, productive life. And I'm sure that's what we all want. Thank you for tuning in today. Next time I come, we're going to be talking about depression. We're going to be talking about depression and aging. And in this time of COVID and being socially distanced and isolated, that is a big thing for us seniors. So we will talk about that next time I see you. Thank you so much for joining us today